All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Sorry for the unexpected earlier start. um, this wasn't anticipated. Some things were pressed upon me this morning, necessitating a little bit of an earlier start. But it's okay. We're going to get 2 flights knocked out. That's my promise. One way or the other, we're going to do 2 flights today. First off, we're going to go from Dubai International to Bahrain. This is, of course, the direct route. This is what the flight plan pretty much looks like. We're going to depart from Dubai, runway 30 right, climb out, make our way, and then we're going to zigzag into runway 12 left there at Bahrain. I'll generate that flight here in just a moment. And then we're going to go from Marseille-Provence to Zurich. We're going to swap into a different 737, get that flight done, and then we'll be done for the day. So it might be a little bit quiet here. I'm probably going to be talking to myself for the first 20 or 30 minutes because people were expecting me not to go live for another 27 minutes. So that's okay. So let's just go ahead and do our flight plan. We'll get that generated. We'll zip into the flight deck here at Dubai. We can get the plane started up. We can get taxiing. We're only going to go up to about 26,000 feet. So not a bad flight. Not going to go super fast. Should be a very short flight. So that's why I figured we'll try to squeeze in Marseille-Provence to Zurich. It was going to be in the Avro RJ, but I changed it because I don't know if we're going to have more issues like we did yesterday with it. So I figured it's better to be safe than sorry and just go with what we know works. Fingers crossed. So hopefully everybody's doing well. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get in here and get the aircraft started up. Real quick, I'll show. People are probably going to miss it. Real quickly, let's take a look through here. So you have, this is a spot, I think, for the flight attendants, cabin crew, whatever. This is the business jet version of the 737-700. It's got a shower, sink. It's got like a little tables so you can eat, have a conference. More seats back here for other folks, but it's mainly a business jet. So people on meetings, whatever. You can. There's one of the loos. I think maybe there's 2 of them. Maybe there's one across here too. I don't know. Can you see what's in there? Oh, that's just a closet, maybe. Yeah, it's got a shower. Oh, there's another loo right there. Look at that. Alright, let's go ahead and finish getting that all set up. Okay, and we gotta get our 2.30 right. Put the weather. Calculate. Oh. Why didn't it take it? Okay, I see what happened. Okay, let's try that again. Flaps 1. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get the rest of this going here. So we're up to 26,000. Alright, let's get the APU started. What the heck? Oh, look at that. Another air stair right in the way. Alright, let's go ahead and get... What else we gotta do? Let's get our IRS alignment. Those on nav. Alright. For that, we can go ahead and get our... Okay. Alright, Okay. I think we're all set for right now up here. Let's get our stuff loaded up. Cruising wind will be at 286022. Alright, let's get to our departure. 30 right, taking the Navy 3 Foxtrot. Execute. Arrival 1-2 left. What outside temperature will be 31. Flaps 1. 542 on the trim. If you're in the chat, please say hello. Let me know that it sounds okay. Can you hear me all right talking to myself? It's close enough. Alright, let's go through our legs real quick. Make sure we don't have any. Okay. Let's get our engine started up. Somebody's watching. Somebody could say something in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. I didn't know we were going to be parking right next to another air stair there. Morning, Amela. Thank you. How are you? Sound okay? Picture okay? Sounds all good. Picture okay as well? picture's crystal. Alright, perfect. Thank you. Good to hear. Alright, let's get rid of our, everything's been removed, it looks like. Let me go ahead and get the... ready. Yeah, I'm alright. Just kind of a hectic morning, but that's alright. It happens. Alright, I think we were all set. Let's go ahead and what does the FMC say? Verified takeoff speeds. Oh, okay. Let's go for 150. Alright, I think we're all set. Let's make sure, oh, it's, this is a Boeing Business Jet, operated by Gulf Air. It's got the really neat business jet interior. It's not a typical passenger service. So it's got like these seats, it's got a toilet, it's got a shower in this little area right here. Yeah, it's mainly for like VIP business people. But it's the only Gulf Air livery. Gulf Air flies out of here to Bahrain. Let me just make sure everything's all... Alright, we're all set. Let's make sure our...
Dubai clearance delivery Gulf Air 51 Tree IFR to Bahrain ready to copy.
Gulf Air 51 Tree is cleared to Bahrain Airport as filed. Takeoff runway tree 0 left climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 121.025 squawk 2076.
Gulf Air 51 Tree cleared to Bahrain Airport as
Yeah,
filed.
it's pretty neat.
Takeoff runway tree 0 left climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 121.025 squawk 2076.
Gulf Air 51 Tree, read that correct. Contact ground on 118.35. Good day.
Dubai ground Gulf Air 51 Tree requesting pushback.
Gulf Air 51 Tree pushback request accepted.
Alright, so 30 left. Wait, no, I wanted 30 right. Dang it. we're gonna go 30.
Dubai Ground Gulf Air Flight 13 requesting pushback.
I had
tug to
cold
steer the
chicken,
aircraft to the
fried
right.
chicken for dinner last night.
Gulf Air
Nothing
Flight
fancy.
13, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
I know it's not that exciting to hear, but that's what it was.
Dubai Ground Gulf Air Flight 13 requesting the end of pushback.
Gulf Air Flight 13, request to end pushback received.
Dubai Ground Gulf Air Flight 13 with Alpha ready to taxi IFR.
I think now I can
Gulf Air
ask for a
Flight 13
different
taxi
runway.
2 and hold short of runway 30 left via taxiway Zulu Kilo Kilo 15 Alpha. Contact tower on 118.75 when ready.
Dubai Ground Gulf Air Flight 13 would prefer runway 30 right.
Gulf Air Flight 13 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 30 right using taxiway Zulu Zulu 6 Kilo Kilo 9er, cross runway 12 right Mike 13 Bravo Mike 15 Alpha. Contact tower on 119.55 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 30
There.
right via taxiway Zulu Zulu 6 Kilo Kilo 9er, cross runway 12 right Mike 13 Bravo Mike 15 Alpha Gulf Air Flight 13.
Alright. We got ads. Probably. Yeah. We'll take our time. Bit of a taxi. Hello, lurkers in the stream. I know there's, at least Amila's talking. Somebody else, a couple other folks aren't talking. Go and say hello. It's alright. Amila doesn't bite. This is a pretty big size airport, and I think they're talking about expanding this thing. If I'm not mistaken. I thought this had like 4 runways already, but it only has the 2. I think they're talking about expanding this. Maybe I'm thinking Abu Dhabi. We've got more than enough fuel for a flight to Bahrain. Matter of fact, I think we got more than enough. turn a little bit off going in the taxi here. Coming in, looks like on 3-0, right? For landing here at Dubai. We have a bit of a wonky approach into Bahrain. Got a VOR ILS approach. We're gonna fly over the airport, then we're gonna make a big loop around back in. So we will keep our eyes on our instruments in case we have to fly it in manually. In case the autopilot system decides it doesn't want to operate today. What else we gotta do? Gotta put in some information. Hey Daniel, how are you? Codename Chip Shop's here. How are you? Good to see you. I'm guessing you've already had your Saturday visit to the chip shop. Good to see you. Alright, quick ads coming up. We're almost at our departure runway. We'll wait for the ads to clear out. I'm going to take care of a few admin duties here in the flight deck. I gotta keep the co-pilot from talking to ATC when I'm getting ready to depart, because otherwise I can't change the runways if I want to. I have to do it all myself first, and then the co-pilot can talk to ATC. All good yet. Been to the chip shop, so just eating now. Nice. let's do a few administrative things, and then we'll be set to go.
Dubai Tower Gulf Air 51 tree ready for departure runway 30 right IFR to Bahrain.
Okay, what's our...
Gulf Air 51 tree altimeter 29.85 wind tree 8 at 11. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 0 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 30 right Gulf Air 51 tree.
13,005 feet long. Oops. Runway elevation is 8 feet. All right, got that in. Okay. Now we're all set, I believe. All right, let's get the taxi lights off. Okay, let's go out runway here. I thought Gamey Uniform was coming in over here. Apparently, all right, let's get ready to go.
Airspeed's alive. Getting knots.
V1.
Rotate. V2.
Bit of a crosswind today. Ooh-wee.
Positive rate of climb.
Here coming up.
Gulf Air 51 tree contact Dubai departure on 121.025. Good day.
121.025 Gulf Air 51 tree. Goodbye. Dubai departure Gulf Air 51 tree is at 1,300 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
Gulf Air 51 tree Dubai departure altimeter 29.85 radar contact continue.
All right, there we go. We're on our way. Flaps up. Heading out over the Persian Gulf here in a moment. Arabian Gulf, Persian Gulf. All the above. One thing about this is, I noticed, was that you cannot make this analog, this little additional heads-up
Gulf Air
or heading
513
display,
climb and maintain 14,000 feet.
virtual,
Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Gulf Air 51 tree.
virtual horizon and all that.
Gulf Air 51 contact Emirates Center on 124.85. Good day.
Going to 124.85 Gulf Air 51 tree. Emirates Center Gulf Air 51 tree is at 7,900 feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
Gulf Air 51 Emirates Center altimeter 29.86 radar contact. Continue.
No, this would, no, nothing PMDG does is included in Flight Sim. This is purchased from PMDG. It has, so this is a, so when you buy a plane, so like the 737, the 700, all of them, the 700, the 800, the 900, whichever ones they sell, and I think there's a 600 as well. They come with different variants, so you get the passenger version, you get the Boeing Business Jet version, you get some freighter versions, so you can do a little bit of everything with this. It's pretty neat, I think. So this is the Boeing, this is the 737-700 Boeing Business Jet version. Yes, the 600 is smaller than this. And this is a pretty reasonable size plane.
Gulf Air 51 climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Gulf Air 51 tree.
It's just that the business jet, like, I thought I missed something to make this analog in case something happened, that if the system's all quit, I don't have an analog horizon to fly by. So if all the systems just suddenly die on me, well, I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. You know. Oh, we gotta put in our iOS frequency. 111.5. Alright, there we go. Got that in. Alright, let's
Emirates Center Gulf Air 51 tree. Request flight level 260.
Gulf Air 51 climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260 Gulf Air 51 tree.
But the 800 is the one that has them. It sells the most because it's the one that most everybody, every airline that flies Boeing, flies the 800. Is this the advanced Uncle B Sim channel? What's going on, Kev? I saw your question about the plane. I think it does well on short flights. I will tell you this, the autopilot system is a bit suspect. It's not a bad plane though. So yeah, it has its quirks. I think it maybe needs an update, but yeah, it's a pretty neat little plane. And the Max is not good from all the. No, it's not. No. Although I hear, so they're going to trial, but the CEO, the former CEO of Boeing, and a few other people are immune from. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they're immune from prosecution in the whole Max thing, which, like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why, you know? But yeah. But yeah, it's not a bad plane though. What I notice is if you inadvertently do something with the autopilot system, getting it back online, it doesn't work. It just totally says, so you have to go into heading mode in order to make it work. So yeah. Yeah, it is. But apparently there's people who are immune from the prosecution. Shout out for Kev. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. We level off at 26,000 here in a moment. Out over the Persian Gulf. Behind us. Get one more flight done. We shouldn't be. Let's have a look at our. So right now we're in we're kind of in this part of the phase. So we got a little bit left to go, but I don't think it'll take us long to get there. And then we'll hop over. We'll change over into the Ryanair 737-700 Marseille-Provence to Zurich. Get that knocked out, and then we'll be all set. Next Saturday we have, let's see, that's what, the 4th or 5th of April. We will be in the smaller Avro RJ, the 85. I think it's like the medium or something, but we're gonna go from Frankfurt to CKBI. I forgot now. I think that's UKBI. Denmark. Billund, Denmark. I'm gonna go to Denmark. That's a company route, so we'll get some extra socks for that. There we are, leveled off. 29 knot. Not necessarily headwind, but nice. I've never been there, but I hear it's nice. So that'll be a short flight. Next Saturday, I think. Shouldn't take us very long to do, but we'll do that in the Avro RJ. Hopefully we won't have any issues like we did yesterday. Happens. So, yeah, we'll do that. Kind of mix things up a little bit. Take a break from the DC-3. I got only, I think, 2 flights left in the DC-3 to get that achievement done. Flying the DC-3. I would like, eventually, I don't know, I've heard mixed things on 2024 as far as helicopters go. Some people are quite pleased with them, other people are kind of like, eh. But we have a pretty decent repertoire of helicopters in 2020 that I'd like to get back to flying those at some point, possibly. And then finish. We got some fighter jets, fighter planes we want to fly. Get an achievement for the fighter planes. Flying all those, or not all of them, but I need like 100 hours in fighter jets or fighter planes. So we're gonna try to get back to that as well. As long as we don't have any other pressing issues come up. It's good to see everybody. You all have a good Saturday. A lot of these are not very far apart, these nav points here. Looks like we're going to bypass Lovac and Obsess. Go right to Regag. Interesting. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty cool. Thank you for the 30 bits, Kev. Appreciate it. Big red engine. Yes, we have oil in the engines. It says so right there. Oil pressure, oil temp, oil quantity. A little bit less in the left engine than the right, but we have oil. the one video, Milla. Appreciate it. So yeah, while we're flying, I think I can do this. Let's see if we can go through here too. So yeah, check this out. For those of you who didn't see the very beginning here, this is the back of the Boeing Business Jet. You got these nice tables, probably with USB charging or whatever. They look like they recline. They got the recline buttons and all that. You got a shower and a toilet in here. You got a sink. I'm guessing a mirror. You got a nice long table here for eating or having a meeting. You got more little tables and all that back here. And then you have, I think these are for the crew or for the VIPs, like their secretaries or whatever, bodyguards, whatever they may be. So you got all the food back here, coffee makers, all that kind of stuff. And it does have, there's another, right here, we went right past it. There's another little bathroom right there. So yeah, pretty nice. I'm sure you got drinks and stuff in these little cabinets, whatever. Oh, look, croissants, Amela. Look at the croissants. Stickers here look like somebody spilled some coffee on the. Well, it's like an old Pan Am sticker. PMDG Flight Ops. Oh, look at that. A DC-3. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And then I think this is also a spot for the flight crew here. Kind of out of sight, out of mind. Coffee maker and all that right there. Kev's favorite part of the plane, the coffee maker. Does like his coffee. But yeah, it's a pretty neat plane. For I had never, this might be the first time I've flown this on the stream, and I didn't even know what the back looked like, or if you could even go back there. But that looks pretty cool, I think, for what you get. I'm sure the one in the 800 series is probably much nicer. It's a longer stretch. Probably got more, maybe another shower, maybe another bathroom or two. You know.
Gulf Air Fight, 1 tree, contact Bahrain Center on 126.7. Good day.
126.7
We're getting there, Kev.
Gulf Air 513.
We got one more flight to do
Goodbye.
after this.
Bahrain Center Gulf Air
So if
513
you
flight
look at
level
this,
260.
Gulf Air Fight,
well,
1 tree, Bahrain Center.
I like
radar
having
contact. Continue.
this one and this one are the same, but basically what we're seeing right here, that is the remainder of the flight. All this right here. So our top of descent should be right about there. Coming up soon. I will try, Kev. I started a little bit earlier. Because I have some stuff to do. I'm going to try to be there. I can't promise you, but I will try. think I did do the... Did I already do... I wrote it down, I think. Today's short is in... It's 101 nautical miles Flagstaff to Falcon. I think they're both in Arizona. Medium is in Malaga to El Prat, Spain. Seems like we're going to Spain a boatload of times recently. So Malaga to Barcelona.
Gulf Air Flight 1 tree, you are 106 miles east. Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect VOR DME runway 12 left approach via Bravo Hotel Romeo transition. Cleared to Bravo Hotel Romeo. Gulf Air Flight 1 tree, descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Gulf Air Flight 1 tree, descend and maintain 2,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,500 feet. Expect VOR DME runway 12 left approach via Bravo Hotel Romeo transition. Clear to Bravo Hotel Romeo Gulf Air
Wow.
51 tree.
Okay.
Gulf Air 51 tree would like ILS runway 12 left approach Bravo Hotel Romeo transition.
Gulf Air Flight 1 tree, you are 9 miles east. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 12 left approach via Bravo Hotel Romeo transition. Cleared to Bravo Hotel Romeo.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 12 left approach via Bravo Hotel Romeo
We'll
transition.
start going for
Clear to Bravo
8,000 at
Hotel
least.
Romeo Gulf Air 51 tree.
Boy, that was quick succession there. All right. Well, we'll start our descent into Bahrain. too low too soon. Alright, so we are right here. There's our airport, right there. Alright. Level off here at 12. So got plenty of fuel on board. More than enough to get there. Do one more quick flight. Shouldn't take very long to get to Zurich.
Gulf Air Flight 13, please expedite your descent 2,500 feet.
No, I don't want to go to under 2,500 feet just yet. We're not anywhere close to the airport. That's a little low. Get a little bit closer, and then we'll start it off a little more altitude.
Gulf Air Flight 13, please expedite your descent 2,500 feet.
Now let's get a little bit closer, because look, when we get to Obsis, we need to be about where we are right now. We still got a little bit of ways to go. So we're gonna excuse me.
Gulf Air Flight 13, please expedite your descent 2,500 feet.
Alright, here's what we can do. Let's go to 8. Vertical speed. Let me do vertical speed. Maybe no. Alright, we need to slow down.
Gulf Air Flight 1 tree, please expedite your descent 2,500 feet.
Good luck, no one's counting on you. Oh, thanks, Kev. Alright. Let's go away for 2,500, use the level change. It looks like we are closer than I expected. Well, it seems like we're closer than I expected, but I think we can go ahead and safely start dropping altitude. Don't have flow, so I don't go with it. It's a fantastic product. I'm telling you, you're missing out. It really does a lot. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I can't live without it. Alright, so if we look at this, what we can do at low vac, we can cut out all this other stuff. We can go from here.
Gulf Air Fight, 1 tree, contact Bahrain approach on 119.1. Good day.
Matter of fact, that's what we're going to do.
119.1 Gulf Air 51 Goodbye. Bahrain approach Gulf Air 51 is at 5,600 feet,
There we
descending
go.
2,500 feet.
Gulf Air Fight, 1 tree, Bahrain approach altimeter 29.90 radar contact. Continue to Bravo Hotel Romeo.
That's exactly what we're going to do. Alright, let's look at our what is our speed. I can't wait to see what Parallel 42 does with flow for the new for 2024. Oh, I gotta get a picture. Why is it suddenly speed up? Sounds like the engine's just suddenly screwed up. Oh, because we're at 2,500 feet. That's why. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here, we're gonna make that big old loop around, and we're gonna land this thing. Then we're gonna reset. Do the other flight, we'll be done. just pretty much right in front of us. To clear on the water. Yep, I see runways. Yep, there we go.
Gulf Air 5, 1 tree descent and maintain 1,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,500 feet. Gulf Air 5-1 tree.
It's 1,500 the final? It is. Oh, okay. Everybody wave at the airport as we fly by. Hi, airport. Alright, one closest to the wingtip. That's the one we're landing on. And right there. Alright, there we go. Starting the big old loop-de-loo. We're coming down. Let's get some more flaps. Snooze this. Oh, trying to get as close as we can to the time it starts. Then we'll snooze it. Internet snooze. Alright, got the runway lights in sight.
Gulf Air 5, 1 tree, you are 11 miles northwest of Bahrain. Contact Bahrain Tower on 118.5 when inbound.
Tower on 118.5 Gulf Air 51 tree. Bahrain Tower Gulf Air 51 tree 10 miles northwest, inbound ILS runway 12 left approach.
Gulf Air 51 tree Bahrain Tower.
Alright,
Altimeter
here we
29er
go.
decimal 89er, wind 047 at 7. Cleared ILS runway 12 left approach.
Cleared ILS runway 12 left approach Gulf Air 51 tree.
Boy, that's swung out pretty wide.
Gulf Air 51 tree, wind 047 at 7. Cleared to
Alright,
land runway
folks.
12 left.
Oh, come on.
Cleared to land runway 12 left Gulf Air 51 tree.
Already got the best viewers. And I earn them. That's what we do. We earn our viewerships. Alright. Lights look captured. We are locked in. Here we go. Crap. Oh, I'm trying to win. The audacity.
One thousand.
A little bit of crosswind coming in. That's alright, we got this.
$500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
they didn't scream. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, Amela, you're right. That was a 229. I'll take it.
Golf Air 5-1 tree, exit runway when able.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's get the speed brakes back up, the spoilers, whatever you want to call them. That wasn't too bad.
Golf Air 5-1 tree, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I'll get there. I'm getting there.
Golf Air 5-1 tree, contact ground on 121.85.
121.85 Gulf Air 51 tree. Goodbye.
To the gates, please.
Bahrain ground Gulf Air 51 tree taxi
On
to
behalf
the
of
gate.
myself and entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to
Golf Air
Bahrain
5-1 tree,
International.
taxi to gate 7 using taxiway cross runway 12 right.
I don't think that's the correct local
Taxi
time.
to gate 7 via taxiway cross runway 12 right Gulf Air 51
We
tree.
appreciate you flying with Gulf Air today. Stick around. We got one more flight to do, and then we'll wrap things up for the day. Yeah, they always say what do you call it? A firm landing is the best kind of landing in a jetliner. I was going to try to float it all the way down the runway, but the plane had different plans. Alright, we'll let the ads play finally. Thank you for the applause, Kev. Appreciate it. Yeah, pretty happy with that one. That was a good flight. Not as scenic as what we're getting ready to fly from Marseille to Zurich, of course, but yeah, it was good. There we go. All right. Watch for the door. Watch for the door. Here it comes. Will the door open? Or won't it? Oh, what? Oh, come on. How are they supposed to get to the... Nope, the door didn't open. How are they supposed to get in there? It's not connected. Oh, come on, Bahrain. I expected better from you. All right, let's just go ahead and move on. Yeah, it was a good flight. I like that. That's the first time I've ever flown the business jet, so yeah, it was all right. I like the livery; it's pretty sharp. I like the big gold eagle. I think that's an eagle or whatever that is on the back. That's a pretty neat part of the livery, I think. All right, let's change the plane to this is the standard 700 livery. We're going for the only. I think it's the only Ryanair. Yep, there we go. Okay. Let's get our flight plan up. Load. LFML. Going to LSZH Zurich. Let's see what does Zurich say for its 2832 about 34. Yep, we'll go 34. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and generate that flight into runway 34. Departing from runway 31 left. Actually, let's double check that too before we. Oh, no, we gotta go 3-1 right. 3-1 right, please. Okay. Generate the flight. Alright, I'm back. I had to take a little quick trip to the captain's room. Let me change our route, although it doesn't have all the pertinent information in there. LFML. LSCH. Update. Alright, thank you. Alright. Let's go. All right. Yeah, I just had to run to the captain's room there real quick to. Alrighty, here we go. Okay. So bringing it up to about 26,000 feet again. Are we on ground power? Oh. There we go. All right. Come on. Okay, let's get our stuff entered here. All right, while that's going, let's get some stuff on. Data. Oops. Sorry, folks. Okay. Oh, God. Cost index is 76. Zero. Wind is at 020038. Outside air temperature is 32. Going right using the entry 6 November. Execute. ILS 14. Using the Dopey to Golf. Where is our transition point? Hold on a second. We gotta look at a chart here. Runway, charts, approach. Wait, did I say one? I meant not 143, 34, right? Say 34 was our preferred runway. Yep. Okay. Chart. I gotta make sure I got that right. It's 34. That's not one. This one. Oh, let's see. Yeah, using the Gipple transition. All right. I try not to crash anything, Kev. But I've done it on stream. I have. I try not to, though. Close enough for government work. Close the doors, please. Thank you. These stairs. One notch of flaps down. All right. Get our APU started. While we're waiting on that, let's get some other information in. Runway 34. Elevation is at 1385. 1385. All right, there's that. Landing altitude. We'll go 1400 because that's close enough. All right. Verify the takeoff speeds, all right? Okay. Let's get our engines cranked. Frequency for our ILS approach 34 is 110.75. All right. Sure my co-pilot is not talking to
Provence clearance delivery RYNR 237 ready to copy IFR clearance to Zurich.
Ryanair 237 is cleared to Zurich Airport as filed. Takeoff runway tree 1 right climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.5 squawk 1112.
Ryanair 237 cleared to Zurich Airport is filed. Takeoff runway tree 1 right climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure on 124.5 squawk 1112.
Ryanair 237 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.905 when ready to taxi. Good day.
We got the right runway. Doing right, should be right over here. Back up and swing the back end to the left.
Province ground RYNR 237 requesting pushback.
Ryanair 237 pushback. Request accepted.
Yep. Alright, perfect.
Province ground RYNR 237 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Ryanair 237, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Well, ground traffic just moving right around me like I don't even exist.
Province ground RYNR 237 requesting the end of pushback.
Ryanair 237 request to end pushback received.
Province ground RYNR 237 with Gulf ready to taxi IFR.
Ryanair 237 taxi to and hold short of runway tree 1 right via taxiway Golf 5 Charlie, 6 Charlie, 7 Charlie, 8 Delta Niner. Contact tower on 1 tree decimal 1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway tree 1 right via taxiway Golf 5 Charlie, 6 Charlie, 7 Charlie, 8 Delta Niner RYNR 237.
Alrighty. water. Boy, that was quick for those ads to start playing again. My goodness. Almost forgetting things. Senility's hitting me. Alright, let's get this flight knocked out. 2 done today. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you've enjoyed it so far. If you haven't, you know who to message. You know he's not in chat. You can always send him a whisper. He'll read it later. By the way, what do you want about? I wasn't there. I'll give a quick thank you again to Joseph for showing up yesterday for the flight that he requested. I didn't think he would do it, honestly. I'm just being 100% honest. I didn't think he was going to make it. But he did. Let's see if we can stop here, talk to the tower. I might have to go. Let's see. I guess I'll do it myself.
Provence Tower RYANAIR 237 ready for departure runway tree 1 right IFR to Zurich.
Ryanair 237 altimeter 29er decimal 71 wind tree 8 at 26. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 1 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 1 right Ryanair 237.
Let's we'll wait here for just a little bit. Let the ads play. Shed a little light here on the flight deck. A little overcast here in Marseille. Alright, we'll wait for the ads to stop. Okay, we'll get in the air. We've had some lurkers today. One. But they were lurking. We're going to use the whole stinking runway. Okay, so that's what we're climbing out with. We have everything all set. Oop, no, we don't. There. That's all set. All right. Oh yeah, today Flight Sim Expo, they're announcing the who will be there, all the developers, the people who make the peripherals, all that, all the people who will be showcasing at Look at this. Look what I forgot to do. I think I double checked everything one more time. Okay. We're all back. Let's go ahead and spool up. Spool up so we can get up. Alright, let's go.
Airspeed alive. $80 knots.
D1. Look at that. What is it? Kicking butt down the runway here.
V1.
Rotate. V2.
Wow, we did not need the whole runway today. Ooh, look at that headwind.
Positive rate of climb.
You're coming up. Wow. That's a massive headwind.
Ryanair 237, contact Marseille Center on 124.5. Good day.
124.5 RYANAIR 237. Goodbye. Marseille Center RYANAIR 237.
Definitely
passing
didn't need
1,300 feet,
whole
climbing
runway today.
11,000 feet.
Whew.
Ryanair 237 Marseille, center altimeter 29.71 radar contact continue.
All right, there we go. Why is it going to once? There we go. Should go back to 250. No, speed back up. Speed back up. Boy, that was a heck of a takeoff. And then we got a massive crosswind too. Woo-wee.
climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Ryanair 237.
We're going through the clouds, folks. Stand by.
Marseille Center RYNIR 237. Request flight level 250.
Okay. That's interesting. We're going for 250. Why did it suddenly... that was odd. Altitudes in, cruising altitudes in.
250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250 RYNIR 237.
Okay. Wow. All of a sudden, saying, I have thought about it. I've read a little bit off and on about it. It seems like a pretty interesting product.
Marseille Center RYNIR 237. Request flight level 260.
Ryanair 237 climb and maintain flight level 250. Expect flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 250. Expect flight level 260 RYNIR.
Yeah, because I couldn't do
237.
that sim. That just seems too complicated.
Ryanair 237 climb and maintain flight level 260.
But yeah, I have thought about saying tensions.
Climb and maintain flight level 260 RYNIR 237.
Ryanair 237 contact Marseille Center on 130.85. Good day.
I've heard a lot of people like it.
Going to 130.85 RYNIR
Some people say it's
237.
better than
Marseille Center RYNIR 237 is
that
passing flight
sim.
level 240, climbing flight level 260.
The only thing is I don't
Ryanair 237 Marseille Center, radar contact, continue.
I don't know how it would work on, you know, streaming as well as talking on the mic to say intentions or whatever. I think you can have your co-pilot handle things as well. But yeah, it seems like a pretty interesting product. There's a lot of I wouldn't say a lot. There seems to be a big market now for AI-driven ATC in-flight simming. That's a lot of people are being kind of put off by that sim. A lot of people have gotten into arguments with people on that sim. You know, it's yeah, I've thought about it. That done. Oh, we can follow this. Oh, here we go. Oh, see, that's the direct route. We're not going exactly the direct route to Zurich. That's the direct route to Zurich. Need a hot, yeah. Yeah, I would have to figure out a way to program that. I'm not the most savvy when it comes to stuff like that. I had a heck of a time just mapping stuff on my Bravo. The Honeycomb Bravo. It took a while to get stuff kind of set up. But I don't know, like I'm not sure that like if I flew jetliners exclusively on stream, I think it would be worth it. For just general aviation or whatever, I don't know that it'd be worth the effort to do all that. You know. Alright, we'll make our turn towards looks like we've got one area that's a pretty significant. Yeah, because I think the interesting thing is about flight sim. There's the folks who, on average, fly a lot of general aviation stuff, and then you have other folks who, on average, fly jetliners. You know, it's a pretty there's very few people probably like me who do a little bit of everything, fly a little bit of everything. Some people exclusively fly helicopters. Some people exclusively, there's a little bit of a niche of some people gravitate towards certain things and then kind of go like, yeah, I can't be bothered with jetliners or whatever, right? I've tried not to shoehorn myself into I only fly this. What I try to do is say, okay, I'm gonna fly these things, kind of mix things up a little bit, and then go from there, so that way I'm not just stuck doing one thing all the time. There's a little bit of everything, But I try to do stuff too, I think, that people can join in as well, try to make it a little bit easier for people to come in and be a part of the stream as well if they want to fly along. But I know, not everything I do either is people kind of go like, oh, flying a jetliner, not interested. And other people might go like, yeah, I'll join. I want to step away for just a moment, folks. I'll be right back. I'll leave you outside here so you can watch the clouds go by. I'll be right back.
237, flight level 260.
Ryanair 237 Marseille Center radar contact continue.
Alright, I'm back. Let's see what's going on inside the flight deck, shall we? Alright, so we have that's zoomed out to 320 nautical miles. We definitely have almost 160 nautical miles left in the flight. Zoom in just a bit. What did I miss? I know we were talking. Okay. Nothing else. Oh, fair enough. We'll check everything, make sure we don't have any. Double check all of our information's already in. Yep, that looks good. Location on our speed brake. Spoilers, whatever. Alright, ads are coming in about 5 minutes. Allison's flying a helicopter. Day 14, flight around the world. Dubai to Muscat. Water to Karachi. Wow, that's a lot of flying in a helicopter. Woo! We might raid Allison when we're done here. We'll see how she's doing. I think if I was going to do a helicopter, it'd be... Well, if I was going to do a flight like that, I think it'd just be around the lower 48 for starters, United States. Oh, thank you, Mel. Appreciate that. I try my best. Been kind of quiet in the chat. You and Kev have been the only chatters in the chat. I don't think anybody else has said boo. I guess everybody's got things going on today. I'll be back tomorrow with Mick. We'll be on this farm, I do believe. Everyone else is scared to talk. I don't know why. People can say hi. Yeah, we're supposed to be on the farm tomorrow. I think their time's changing, so it'll be about noontime. We'll get started on the farm tomorrow. We got a lot to do, so looking forward to that. And Monday I will be slightly incapacitated. I gotta go get my eyes checked, which probably means I'm gonna have to get my pupils dilated. Farm. Yep, we're on the farm on Sunday. Gotta get the pupils dilated. I believe. Hopefully not, but probably so. So it's gonna be probably not gonna be able to watch anything until my eyes calm down, pupils return to normal and all that. So we'll it is what it is. Not much I can do about it. Yeah, we have a good time on the farm. I do believe. I think one of the things I noticed, and this, I'm not trying to call anybody out here, but what I think I notice is that farm sim is much like flight sim and probably even truck sim. Everybody has their way of doing things, their preferred sort of, I don't know about structure, but like how like they want it. If you don't do it this way, you're not doing it correctly or whatever. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun, but not everybody sees it that way, unfortunately. But it's but I've been kind of thinking about what you said, Kev, about the whole, if you fly a jetliner, everybody they're trying to help you, but it's like you're inundated with information. And not everybody, I think, has the capability
Ryanair 237 contact Marseille Center on 120.85. Good day.
recognizing that and going like, okay, I'll back off.
120.85
If you don't want my help, it's okay.
237. Goodbye. Marseille Center RYNAIR 237 flight level 260.
Ryanair 237 Marseille Center, radar contact, continue.
Because there's sometimes that people will make suggestions. You can go like, oh, I didn't, I didn't consider this. I didn't think about this, and there's all kinds of. I think it's how it's presented as well. Versus just saying, oh, you have to do it this way, or you're not being, what do you call it? You're not, you're just a casual, something silly like that. You're not serious about, But, yeah, I noticed that. But that, it's just people they are who they are, and they're trying to help, I think. It's just sometimes it doesn't always come across that way. Looks looks like we got a big chunk coming up here. Got 51 nautical miles, 1627. Let's have a look at this page. After that, it's almost all, will be almost time to land. Yep. We're getting there, folks. We're almost there. Ooh, look at the Alps. I listen to someone play it, and they overthink everything instead of enjoying it. Yeah, you can't overthink a lot of things, because it's so, I think it's, in some ways it's like Flight Sim. You can make it almost as realistic as you want it to be, with the seasons, and you gotta plan your crops and stuff like that. And then other times you just want to go in and just harvest stuff, and you're just like, I don't care about the seasons or planting my crops around the seasons and stuff like that. I know we've tried to have it where we kind of have a plan, but we can evolve the plan, as needed. As we start to gain more experience or more money and things like that, we have a way of, we have a mind, in our mind what we want to do next, where we want to expand to, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it can be, you can plan it out intricately about, the types of crops that you're gonna want to plant, and are you gonna hold on to that kind of stuff for a while until the prices go up, and then you sell it and make a boatload of money in the game. But it can be, I would agree with that. We plant 43, 34 and use 38, 34. We make up for 38, 221. We should, yeah. Yeah. But you don't have to have it that way. That's the great part. You can do however you want it to be. And if people don't like that, well, okay, fine. You don't have to be here. You don't have to like my farm. I'm doing this for myself, I'm just having a bit of fun. But yeah, there's people who treat it almost like it's a real life farm, where you can plan all those things and say, okay, if we plant this and we sell this, we should make this much money, and then we can invest in this, and but there's people that you can do a little bit of that, but you don't have to go overboard with it, but yeah, I don't know, I like it. Nick and I think we talk about it, and we think about the future of the farm, like, okay, do we want to add this, or should we do this, should we do that, ultimately at the end of the day, it's his farm, I just come on there and help. But we talk about, okay, if we bought this field, what can we do with
Switzerland
this?
Center, RYNIR 237,
Put this
flight level
here,
260.
It's, yeah.
Ryanair 237 Switzerland Center, radar contact, continue. contact Geneva Center on 125.55.
So yeah, it can be a bit.
Good day.
Some people can go overboard with it.
Going to 125.55
And that's, you know, if that's what they want to do, if that's how they want to play, then
Geneva
fair
Center
dues to them.
RYNAIR 237
You know, I wouldn't
flight
say
level
they
260.
can't do that or they shouldn't do that.
Ryanair 237 Geneva
Just
Center
like they
radar
shouldn't
contact
tell
continued.
people that if they don't do it the way that they're doing it, that they're wrong, or you know, they're not serious farm simmers. Or, you know, life is serious enough as it is, I think. You know, and I know I can tend to be serious, or I can be serious when I'm flying. You know, because I try to do things as best as I can. You know, I know I make mistakes. I try to learn from the mistakes and say, okay, I screwed this up the other day. Okay, now I know not to do that. You know. But yeah, some people, you know, and I'm hard on myself when it comes to that. Like if I say I know better than to do these things, why did I do it? I like to play my games stupidly and relax and enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. To each their own, I say. Everybody has different ways of doing things if they play a game. Just like I'm sure everybody has different ways of playing solitaire. You know, there's not much. I don't know what different you can do about it, but you know, people get kind of fussy about solitaire probably too. Oh, you didn't move this over here. I would have moved that over. Ah. Okay.
Ryanair 237 descent.
Oh, here we go.
Maintain 15,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 15,000 feet. Ryanair 237.
All right, folks, we're gonna get ready to land here shortly. If I was serious about it, I'd go do it in real life. Yeah, farming in real life is gotta be really difficult. Like that's just a lot of work. You know, getting up early, staying up late. You know, all the finances that you gotta worry about. I don't know that I could do it, but I give props to the people who can do it. You know, kudos to them. That's a very stressful life. Predictions. I don't have Streamlabs for one thing, or whatever it is that you use to create all that. Eventually, I would like to have some stuff like that, but it may have to wait till later this year or next year. I would like to add more kind of fun stuff to the stream, but eventually I think I will. It's just yeah, I got to see how things go the remainder of this year. It's probably things are probably going to start to get.
Ryanair 237 contact Zurich Center on 126.225.
It's going to get. My life is probably going to get crazier
Going
this
to
year.
126.225
I
RYNAIR
think things are going to
237.
start to spiral. It's going to go downhill
Zurich
this
Center
year.
RYNAIR
Unfortunately.
237 is passing flight level 205, descending 15,000 feet.
So I gotta wait and see how things go, and then I can add stuff like that, you know, for fun. It may come a point this year, then they may have to stop streaming for a bit. I don't know. I don't want to, but it may come to that. We'll see. No, that part doesn't, Pamela. No, it's not so much that. Like, it can be stressful in a way. You know, you try to come up with some interesting flights. And, you know.
Ryanair 237, you are 59 miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway tree for approach via JIPL transition. Cleared to JIPL.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 34 approach via JIPL transition. Cleared to JIPL Ryanair 237.
Like, you know, it was a bit stressful with you know, I wasn't sure if Joseph was actually going to show up for the flight, you know, yesterday, and he did. I give him props for that. He kept his word. But it can be, you know, like you put I put some effort into all this, and you know, you don't know if people are going to show up, and you know, I can't expect everybody to be here. You know, everybody's got a life and all that. You hope that it's entertaining enough, interesting enough that people are going to show up and want to be here for the flight, even if they're not flying along or whatever. No, it's other things that it adds on top of that, you know. So I try not to let, if I can help it, if things are really bad, I just cancel the stream. But I'm not gonna come in upset over things that nobody else has any, you know, myself or anybody else has any control over. You know, it doesn't do anybody any good. You know, so I just try to, you know, if I know I'm not there mentally, I won't stream. You know, because I can always reschedule it for another time if I need to, and that's okay. You know, it's not like end of the world sort of stuff. It's not like it's not my job per se. I know people give biddies and subscriptions and all that, but it's not like I'm making a boatload of money off this either, so it's not a job for me. It's just I try to do this for fun, enjoy it, you know, and all that. Alright, hanging at 15,000 here. Should get another drop in altitude here shortly, I would think. Our final altitude, let's have a look at our chart here real quick. So we need to be at 5,000 feet. By the time we get to there, Milne, M-I-L-N-I, we need to be at 5,000 feet on our final. So we're going to go here. We're probably going to bypass that one, I think it is. And we're going to go straight for here. And then turn in. That good control. Yeah, I have to, because if I've tried it in the past where I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, stream, and then it gets really ugly. You know, I turn into an ugly person. I don't mean that like physically, you know, like that. I just mean I turn into a person I don't like very much. I always say that, and I'm just going to say that and leave it at that. But I try not to, allow whatever I'm dealing with to enter into the stream if I can help it. Because if I let it get to that point, it's going to be very it's just going to get bad, and then people are going to go like, yeah, I don't ever want to watch this guy again. Oh, look, the weather radar is actually working. That's cool. My convoy must have been a bad day and took it out on another, and that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'd rather, if I know I'm not like mentally in a good spot for the stream, I just won't do it. It doesn't serve any purpose to come in and get, like the sim can already be frustrating enough on its own. Like yesterday, man, I'm like sitting there like, why didn't this system come on? Did I miss something? Did I do? It could have been error on my part. At the end of the day. But it's easy to go like, blah, it's so and so's fault, blah blah blah, blah. It doesn't solve anything. You could say it jokingly, but at the end of the day, things can get way out of hand, and when there's no need for it. So it looks like we got a bit of a weather system over our destination. Right there, look at that. Looks like a bit of a rain. I'm guessing that's rain. Well, that's cool that it's finally working. I like that. That's pretty awesome. I think we really need to trim some altitude. We need to be like 7,000 feet, I think. And I can't ask for less altitude. I think we're going to get told to drop it all the way to 5 the rest of the way. Let's go ahead and start slowing down a little bit more. We'll be there before we know it. Yeah, it's I like it because I get to share this, this stuff with you guys. And that's what I enjoy the most. Doesn't mean I'm perfect at it. I'll never be perfect at any of this. That mustard from the co-pilot's hot dog. Yeah. Well, she doesn't show up in here, but outside, if I zoom in close to the flight deck, you can see her. She's all business. She would be, if she put the mustard on the screen, I'd probably get the blame for it. That's how it is. We really should be dropping altitude, I would think. Alright, let's go for 7, because I feel like we're getting a little too close for comfort. Alright, let's go down to 210 as well. Let's get some spoilers out. Let's start slowing this bad boy down. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead for 5. I'd like to be a little bit ahead of the curve because it doesn't seem like we're gonna. I don't want to wait. Sometimes it'll wait to the last minute to.
Ryanair 237, you are 400 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 15,000 feet altimeter, tree 0.00.
No, we're going for 5.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet, Ryanair 237.
Now, what we could look at, let's just have a look-see, right? Okay, there's Zurich. I think we're okay for going for 5. We can always slow down our descent rate. We can put it at 500 feet per minute if we want to.
Ryanair 237, contact Zurich approach on 130.56. Good day.
130.56 RYNIR 237. Goodbye. Zurich approach RYNIR 237 is passing 12,400 feet, climbing 15,000 feet.
No, we're not.
Ryanair 237 Zurich approach altimeter, tree 0.01 radar contact. Continue to Jibble. Ryanair 237
Aha,
descend
see?
and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet, Ryanair 237.
They must have done some kind of an update to add in the weather radar and all that. That was pretty cool though. Alright, so we're bypassing. I thought we were going to bypass one. Maybe not. But maybe we are. Plenty of fuel left. So we're getting below the clouds. Looks like there's that storm that we were kind of seeing on the weather radar when we were coming in. Might get a little bit of rain on the way in. Matter of fact, you know what we should do? Might be cold enough if we get into that rain. I'm calling today's stream too dang tired. Okay. No worries. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I might try to squeeze that short flight in before before it resets. If not, I'm not that bothered about it one way or the other. Alright, let's go ahead and get it slowed down just a teeny bit more. Radar's kicking back in. I don't know, is that supposed to be the terrain maybe? No, that can't be it. That's the weather. They're saying there's a storm to our right. Over here somewhere. Runway should be to our left, kinda. Yep, just a little bit to the left. Not quite lined up with the airport just yet. Well, through the clouds we go. We haven't been told to drop to 5. But then again, okay, so yeah, we got a little bit of low hills, whatever. Yeah, just towards the end, Joseph. We're landing here at Zurich. This is our second and final flight of the day. We're just about to land here at Zurich. Call it a day. It's alright, Joseph. You gotta do what you gotta do. Everybody's got a life. I post the links. It's up to everybody to if you got the time, that's okay. If not, that's alright too. There we go. All of our landing lights are out. Well, at least you made it yesterday. That's all I can ask for. I can't expect you to be here for every stream. It's alright. I start a little bit earlier than usual. As soon as we wrap this up, I gotta get cleaned up. I got some stuff to do. Back next Saturday, the RJ85 Avro RJ will be going up to Billund in where did I say? Denmark? Is that what it was? Yeah, Billund, Denmark is our destination next Saturday. Avroar J85 Lufthansa Frankfurt. Billing. Alright, now we should be descending to 5. Alright, let's go ahead for it. I'm not gonna wait. Yep, here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. Something or other. I haven't heard that song in ages. I saw an old. No, we're good. We got 7,000 pounds of fuel. I don't pay attention to what's there in the lower left corner. I've got enough fuel. If we had to do a go around, we could in theory do a go around. No, we're okay.
2,500.
That's all right. We're good to go. I'm gonna hug that hill, I think. I think unless you land with no fuel. I've done it this plane. I've been on fumes. I'm coming in. I'm not going around. I don't have time for that. No, we're good to go. We got enough to land. If we had to do a go around, I think we'd have enough for one go around if we needed. I don't know that we would have enough to get to our alternate airport, but if we had to, no, we're not gonna go with all that. But we'll be fine. Wow, look at that storm there in that valley.
Ryanair 237 climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Okay, I'll agree to that.
Climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
That's
Ryanair 237.
That's not too bad. Come on. Nope, it doesn't want to go to 6,000 feet. No, thank you. Alright, we're just keeping it fun. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that, well, that slows way down. We're alright. Parking brake is off. We don't have a little red light on there, and it's fully forward.
2500.
Nope. You think it's going to be a negative 210? Alright. I appreciate the confidence. Should have a nice headwind coming in. I will land as safely as I possibly can, Joseph. Land safely. Come on. Where's the fun in that? We're gonna be unsafe now since Joseph said to be safe. We're gonna land very unsafely. Keyword hopefully. We're gonna be so unsafe. They're gonna have to write new rules and regulations because of what we did. Yeah, it is a bit foggy. There's some rain. What are we gonna do, Joseph? How are we gonna handle this? What's the plan, young man? You have a plan? It's oh, you said froggy. Not foggy. You said froggy. Ribbit, ribbit. How are we going to handle this, Joseph? What do you think we should do? Just take my time. I'm out of time. That's it. There is no more time left. We're on final. What are we going to do, Joseph? We're 15 miles southeast of the airport. What are we going to do? I don't know what to do here.
Tower on 127.755 RYNIR
Coming up.
237.
Next waypoint beyond that.
Zurich Tower RYNIR 237 4 miles southeast, inbound ILS runway 34 approach.
Think for the 30
Ryanair
bits.
237 Zurich Tower.
Appreciate it.
Altimeter 30.00, wind calm, cleared ILS runway.
Just hope for the.
approach.
Oh, come on, Joseph. That's not a
Zurich Tower
plan.
RYNIR
That's-
237 inbound
No.
ILS runway
We gotta-
34 approach.
We gotta have a.
Ryanair
Gotta have a, what are we gonna
237
do?
Zurich Tower. Altimeter
What are we going to
30.00,
do?
wind calm, cleared ILS runway
Wind
34
calm.
approach.
I got a thing saying a 14 knot
Zurich Tower
crosswind from my right
RYNIR
side.
237 inbound
Wind
ILS
calm.
runway 34 approach.
They call that
Ryanair
calm wind.
237 Zurich Tower. Altimeter 30.00, wind calm, cleared ILS runway 34 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 34 approach RYNIR
What are we
237.
gonna do, Joseph? We gotta have a plan, man. We gotta have a plan. What's the plan? Try lower if I lower. If I go any lower, I'm gonna run into a low hill. I'm gonna miss the airport. If I was in a GA plane, like if I was in the Vertigo or something, I could probably do it, but not in this plane. I can't. We're on the glide slope now. It's too late. So went to church instead of landing a plane. Yeah, I know, huh? Alright, under 9 nautical miles to go. I don't know, Joseph. You didn't give me a plan. I can't see the runway lights. I can't see anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. On the ILS approach. under 6,000 pounds of fuel. Might have to fly back around. Oh no, we don't have time for that, Joseph. We're at the do or die moment now. We're in it to win it. Joseph wants me to go around. I don't know. I don't think even if I fly back around, the weather's not going to suddenly clear up either.
Ryanair 237 wind calm cleared to land runway tree
They
4.
said we're cleared. I've already rendered the salute for the
Clear to land
instructions.
runway tree 4 RYNIR
There's no going
237.
around, Joseph. No going around. Sorry. I've run out of ideas. Kev's gonna be like, I don't know what the hell. I don't know that Kev's gonna have any ideas, to be honest. I only go around 2 or 3 times before. Yeah, he does. He's like, no, I don't. This doesn't look too good. I'm just gonna go around. He does. He'll do a go around a couple times before he sets down if he feels like if that's what he's gonna do. He doesn't. Why crash it? That's right. Why get a bad landing rate when you could get a good one if you go?
1,000.
Kev goes around as many times as he can go around. All right, here we go. Oh, I see runway lights now. Look at that. Almost a 7 knot, 7 knot headwind. Fired the autopilot. Here we go. We got this.
400. 300. Glide slope. Glide slope. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Go around. Go around, he says. You should go around.
Ryanair 237 turn next taxiway.
Let's see, they clapped. That was a 121. Ta-da! Go around, he said. Joseph. I even beat Kev's expectations.
Ryanair 237 turn next taxiway.
That's like people listen. Oh, no, I'm not gonna say.
Ryanair 237 contact ground on 121.855.
Going to 121.855 RYNIR 237.
Dodgy weather. Dodgy co-pilot. Can you go to the gates, please?
Zurich ground RYNIR 237 taxi to the gate.
Ryanair 2 Tree 7 taxi to gate Bravo Tree 2 using taxiway cross runway 10.
Taxiing to gate Bravo Tree 2 via taxiway cross runway 10 RYNAR 2 Tree 7.
No, that was fantastic. I don't what was my oh, my pitch was only 5, a little bit of a bank to the left. 347 degrees at 9 knots. You know, wind calm my butt. Alright. We got it. This was better than the first one earlier today when we landed in Bahrain. Joseph usually hangs out in the tail end there, Kev. He has to provide the ballast. He's always in the rearmost toilet on board. We've learned that we have to lock him in back there, otherwise he's up on the flight deck pushing buttons and causing all kinds of chaos. On behalf of myself and the charter flight crew, would like to welcome you to Zurich, Switzerland, home of some world-class watchmaking. I've never challenged us to do a landing rate challenge. I know I would. No, I'm not that good, Kev. I do okay. I'm not always consistent. That's the thing. I'll admit that. I'm not always a consistent landing rate. I don't always get a good one, but I try to do the best I can given the circumstances. Look at that. Then the ads start in 9 minutes. There's times I get a landing rate that is far better than I think I will. I did not expect the 121. Yeah. I was expecting probably about what you had predicted, about 220 something. But I'm pretty happy with that. The passengers clap, that's all that matters. You know, as long as they don't scream, I know I'm okay. If they're silent or they clap, I'm like, okay, I can accept that. If they scream, I'm like, I broke something, I think. But I will say, and I said this before with Scruffy, that when I was flying, when it was just you and I flying, Kev, my landing rates improved significantly. I don't know what it was, but I would just, you know, I do pretty darn good. So, no, I'm pretty happy with that. We had 2 flights. This one was a bit more scenic, although couldn't see much of anything. We got to see the Alps a little bit. Was overcast. I know what you meant. No, I just do the best I can, that's all. But I'm very hard on myself when it comes to that. If I'm like, oh man, I totally screwed this up. I didn't pay attention to the wind. I didn't pay attention to the whatever. Yeah, then I'm a bit like, okay, that was unacceptable. But on average, I think my landing rates are pretty good. I just, sometimes they're exceptional, and other times they're just kind of like, what was I thinking? I wasn't thinking. Or I was thinking about things I shouldn't be thinking about while I'm trying to land. Well, we've been going at it for quite a while today. 3.5 hours. Whew. Boy. A 3-hour flight. A 3-hour flight. We broke it up into 2 flights. That's what you got. If not for the courage of Joseph Adams, we would be lost. We would be lost. Cool, he says. I'm never gonna let you live that down, Joseph. Honest to God. Oh, just go lower, go around. Oh, dear diary. I told Rob to go lower when he was on final, and then I said, nah, go around. But he landed very well. Oh, Rob just does the craziest things. Hugs and kisses, Joseph. Kid's like, what did I just listen to? There we go. All right. Uphill, downhill makes no difference to me. I get what I buy. If I see uphill, I wait for it. Yeah. All right. Let's get this fight over. There we go. All right. Hour 11 on the flight. Not bad. I think we got. I think this one, the one in the clouds with the Ryanair, that's going to be the front for the video for YouTube. Yeah, I like that. The other one was just kind of, it's just over the water, blah. All right. Yeah, let's wrap things up here before the daggone ads start. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Started a little bit early, but we got it done. I promised 2 flights. We got 2 flights in. There we go. Next Saturday, RJ85 going from Frankfurt up to Billund in Denmark. Should be I don't think it'll be a very long flight, but it is what it is. We'll see how long it takes, and then we may do something else. I don't know. We'll see. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday already for some folks around the world. I have been. Always shall be. Your host, pilot, lead singer, and driver of the airplane, Uncle B. Until next time, peace. Live long and prosper.